welcome to this amazing video. In this video, we are reacting to terrifying roads moments caught on camera. And I'm here watching the video with you guys, reacting to it with this McDonald's chocolate shake. Yum! Yum, 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 dum, dum. So, guys, please enjoy and sit back and let's react to terrifying road moments.
From a wild flood in the Middle East that left dozens of drivers stranded on a bridge and a runaway tire on a New York highway that almost caused a massive pileup, to a brake failure in Venezuela that caused a 400-ton crane to topple down a hill, and an impatient driver in San Francisco who learned why you should never pass on the right. Here are 10 incredible road moments caught on camera. Most people picture dry, arid conditions when they think of the Middle East. Countries like Oman, a small nation below Saudi Arabia, can go a long time without rain. In fact, they only get about 100 millimeters, or about 3.9 inches all year. Over 2 days in July of 2022, a year's worth of rain descended on the entire country. About 90 millimeters fell, causing several waterways to overflow and flood the landscape. When the water started coming, dozens of drivers found themselves stranded on a bridge.
That would be scary after. Oh, that would be scary. And they're also videotaping it, seriously. Well, I guess something for us.
It doesn't help that everyone has the same idea. Traffic moving away from the flood has an easier time escaping. It's the cars that need to back out that wind up causing the traffic jam. Look how quickly the water envelops the road. It goes from a dry highway to a waterfall in just a few seconds. The drivers in the back clearly have it the worst. At least most of them are in trucks and SUVs. Up front turns into a lawless land of pushing and honking. They can lean on their horns all day long. It won't change anything. Thankfully, all of the cars make it through the flood. We'll call them out of the danger zone once they cross the midpoint.
9.
Anything can happen when you're dealing with thousands of cars going 60+ miles per hour. That's why they lean on the importance of defensive driving in driver's ed. On July 15th of 2021, a New York man tested those defensive driving skills when a runaway tire got stuck under his car. The car ahead of him suddenly swerves. The next thing he knows, there's a busted tire heading straight for his car. With only a second to react, our driver swerves right to avoid the runaway rubber. Unfortunately, it gets stuck under his car and he loses control. He cuts left and crosses 4 lanes of heavy traffic before smashing into the barrier. Look how close he came to clipping that white pickup. By some miracle, our driver didn't hit anybody else, nor did anyone hit his car. He must have felt helpless sitting in a totaled car while other drivers maneuvered around him. Our driver thinks the tire came off an 18-wheeler up ahead. When it flies off the truck, it goes around the first car and then curves into our driver. He never even had a chance.
Wow.
Cedeño is a small city in central Venezuela. While most of the population is dedicated to farming and livestock, the real money comes from the diamond mines along the Guanamo River. In June of 2012, while working on a government-sponsored project, some workers were tasked with hauling a 400-ton crane to a construction site.
I already know this is
Unfortunately,
not good.
things didn't go according to plan, especially when they got going downhill.
I already know this isn't good. These are jumped out. Let's watch that again. See? He jumped out of his... Oh, wow. Wow.
Have you ever seen a 60-wheeler before? Well, you have now. Our worker in red notices a haunting sound coming from the truck. The tires lock up, and it begins sliding down the dirt road. He skips over some rocks to warn his colleagues up ahead. Then, the truck turns sideways, and the crane topples over. Brake failure was to blame for this catastrophic screw-up. The truck driver's first mistake was trying to brake on the hill.
Yeah.
East Asia is full of scenic landscapes. It's also prone to heavy rain, flash floods, and frequent landslides. But those picture-perfect moments can turn into life-or-death situations in the blink of an eye. According to Reuters, 2020 was an awful monsoon season. Landslides and heavy rain had already caused widespread damage, and they were about to cause a little more. On July 29th of 2020, a tour group turned down a road in Bharatpur, Nepal. They quickly began running in the opposite direction. Rocks roll down the mountain as our tourists flee back across the road. Then, a massive wave of rock and dirt crashes down the valley. Just look at how big some of those boulders are. It looks like our tourists were far enough away to avoid injury. Landslides like this are far too common in the Himalayan region, especially during monsoon season. Remember this clip the next time you find yourself backpacking through the Nepali hills. Always be ready to run.
Dad.
Time you find yourself backpacking through the Nepali hills, always be ready to run.
Yeah, be ready to run.
Now everyone knows the Golden Gate Bridge, but our next reckless driver caused a massive traffic jam next door. The San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge, or Bay Bridge for short, carries about 260,000 cars every day. On March 21st of 2021, the driver of a white sedan tried to overtake another driver on the bridge. In doing so, they broke one of the cardinal rules of safe driving: never pass on the right. Our driver's dash cam captures the entire thing.
No.
The white sedan loses control on the overtake, slides across 3 lanes, and smashes into the barrier.
No.
Somehow, our driver avoids a nasty head-on collision and swerves around the crashed car. Something similar happened back in 2016. This time, it was on the other side of the world. On June 12th in northern Taiwan, an impatient driver tried to pull ahead of everyone else. Instead, they wound up paying the price. attention to the gray van coming onto the highway. There's a black SUV behind it who thinks they're better than everyone else. They swerve to get around the sedan, but lose control and crash cleanly into the guardrail. It forces our driver to slam on the brakes, narrowly avoiding a deadly collision. Let these two videos be a lesson in patience. Wherever you're going, getting there 2 seconds faster is not worth your life.
Yeah. Sorry. If you guys don't know, they 4 or 5 days ago now, I believe. It could be wrong. It could be sooner than that. It was this past weekend, and one of my friends, who also happens to be my cousin, somewhere in my family, somewhere in my cousin, right? Anyway, she crashed. She was in a car accident, and Ashley was transferred to CMU. No, sorry, wrong one. MU. No, I think U of M. Sorry, U of M, which is in a hospital in Ann Arbor, which is 2 hours away from me. So, and there's actually a GoFundMe, so go to my Twitter and go to my community post. There's stuff in that, that will, and you can go and donate if I can talk, if you want to donate, they're going to use that money for hospital bills and money that they need to survive right now, because, yeah. And it was a deadly accident. The other person has sadly passed, and I also knew that person. She was the lampshade when I was in school. So it was very sad. It was very emotional. Okay, so that's the main reason why I was saying this, because I know how car accidents hit. I've been almost in a few. I've been very close. Like today, I was almost into one. I was pulling into my driveway, and of course, I live on a very busy road. And I was slowing down, had my blinker on, slowing down, and everything. This car behind me was not stopping, not slowing down, not doing anything. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Slow down. If I'm going to turn, either that or go and pass me. I don't know. I do have road rage a little. I will admit this. I do have road rage. So, let's get back into this.
Driving right behind somebody is one of the most dangerous things you can do on the highway. There's a reason they teach 3 car lengths in driver's ed. One tailgater in Northport, Florida learned that lesson the hard way. Pay attention to the black truck and how it narrowly avoids colliding with 4 other cars. It looks like they're getting a little congested up ahead. Funny enough, the radio DJ mentions how traffic is building up on I-75 northbound, the highway our driver is on. Someone in the left avoids colliding with 4 other cars. It looks like they're getting a little congested up ahead. Funny enough, the radio DJ...
What did they say?
Guardrail. If 2 seconds faster, buddy, is one of the most dangerous things you can do on the highway. There's a reason they teach 3 car lengths in driver's ed. One tailgater in Northport, Florida learned that lesson the hard way. Pay attention to the black truck and how it narrowly avoids colliding with 4 other cars. It looks like they're getting a little congested up ahead. Funny enough, the radio DJ mentions how traffic is building up on I-75 northbound.
See, I heard I-75 and then I heard northbound. So I was thinking north of I-75 because I-75 goes right past my city in Michigan. Not like to my city. It doesn't go to Mount Pleasant. It would have to go off at Mount Pleasant and then get into my city or wherever in Midland. But it still goes like next to it, kind of a thing. Like a few miles away out of it type thing. Out of my city, my county. But, yep.
The highway our driver is on. Someone in the left lane must have stopped short, causing a chain reaction of cars swerving out of the way. The black truck and its flatbed pull onto the grass to avoid a violent collision. Then the trailer jackknifes, forcing the truck back onto the road. It clips the truck of a black sedan and blocks traffic across 3 lanes. Our driver stops right in front of the flatbed. We watch it pull off the road and onto the other side. We're not sure who was at fault in this accident. Traffic might have been slowing down, but it was flowing smoothly. It looks like the 4 cars in the left lane were tailgating each other. When the driver up front hit the brakes, it caused everyone else to swerve out of the way. Notice how there are 2 cars in the breakdown lane as the truck zips by.
Wow. Dang.
July of 2021 marked a month of celebration in Romania. The country was officially ending its military operations in Afghanistan. What better way to celebrate than with a military parade? In the capital city of Bucharest, a U.S. Black Hawk helicopter was training for the parade when something went terribly wrong. The pilot lost control and was forced to make an emergency landing. In doing so, some unlucky drivers took a few lampposts to the hood.
Oh no. Oh, that. Oh!
You can see the other choppers flying in formation. They seem to be going just fine. Then you hear the Black Hawk roaring overhead. It appears a few dozen feet over the busy street, way closer than a military-grade helicopter should be. It looks like the sheer force of the rotor blades bends the lampposts like they're made of rubber. Another clip shows the helicopter landing near the Arcul de Triomphe, commemorating Romania's victory during the First World War. Thankfully, police cleared traffic as the helicopter came in for an emergency landing.
Wow.
On September 17th of 2017, a powerful storm tore through Romania and parts of Serbia. Winds peaked at 60 miles per hour. The storm downed trees and power lines in Romania, swept across Croatia, and kicked up one nasty dust storm near a Serbian highway.
Wow.
All seemed normal as steady traffic moved down the road. Then, debris began flying by and an ominous cloud appeared up ahead. The storm quickly blocked out the sun. All anybody could do was keep driving.
Wow. Dang. You can't even see, like, you supposed to see the light. Just at least you're supposed to see the lights. That's better than not seeing any. I know there's a busy road like that.
Picture this. You're driving down the highway, and all you see up ahead is this massive dust storm. You can't turn around, and pulling over doesn't look very safe. Meanwhile, the storm keeps getting closer and closer. Things go from bad to worse when you lose sight of the cars ahead of you. Thankfully, their hazard lights cut through the dust. The storm doesn't show any signs of letting up. Thankfully, our driver can see the cars ahead of him. He's probably more worried about someone hitting him from behind.
Yeah. No kidding.
The Birmingham Wildlife Conservation Park in the UK is home to an impressive collection of animals. You can see lemurs, meerkats, otters, and all kinds of birds and reptiles. You'll even find rhinos walking around in the street. On August 8th of 2013, a tour group was in for a real treat when 3 rhinos decided to square off on the Safari Road. Traffic built up as the rhino family decided to block the road. Everything seemed okay at first. The rhinos were chilling. Cars were moving around them and tourists got their vacation photos. Then, our car pulled up on a literal street fight.
You're in the middle of a rhino fight.
We're in the middle.
No one.
Oh my god. Demon, can you do the same?
We have no idea what set these rhinos off, but 2 versus 1 doesn't seem very fair. The lone rhino keeps using our tourist's car as a shield from its rivals. They're just lucky the other rhinos didn't decide to attack their car. One of the park rangers decides to break the fight up with their Jeep. Our 2 fighters clearly don't appreciate that.
Oh my god. Stop. Oh dear.
Our solo challenger never stood a chance against the other rhinos. The fight ends when the tag team forces the other rhino back towards the pens. It follows the Jeep, ready to fight another day.
Wow. That's kind of funny.
On September 7th of 2015, some car enthusiasts in the UAE came across a flooded road. Instead of turning back, they thought it would be a great opportunity to show how powerful the rides were. A Jeep heads out first and easily makes it across the raging water. It's not surprising, as Jeep makes some of the most popular off-roading vehicles in the world. The Nissan Patrol following behind wasn't so lucky.
Why? That's literally the most stupid thing that you do.
The Jeep backs into the water to rescue the Nissan. We imagine it's much harder to drive backward through a flood than forward. They inch closer and closer to the stranded car. Then we see a passenger open the rear hatch.
My word.
That one guy is lucky the flood didn't carry him away. Imagine trying to tie that rope while a bunch of murky water is rushing over you. He finally finds a good spot, and the man in the Jeep secures the rope on his end. He pulls his friend up into the trunk, and they prepare for the next leg of their daring rescue. Funny enough, our drivers were shooting a Nissan sponsor video when it got stuck. It looks like they inadvertently filmed a Jeep promo instead. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another just like it, then
wow, guys, wow, just wow. So guys, if you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe, don't forget to like it, and I just have to see you guys on next time, right? Guys, bye.